Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm David Raymond, the director of the Virginia Cyber Range, and welcome to day 3 of the Virginia Cybersecurity Education Conference. We have a lot of great content this afternoon, a couple of sessions starting shortly after this, and then we have some birds of a feather sessions, and we'll wrap up later this afternoon. If you're not in Whova, here's a reminder of how to get there. If you just point your browser to vacker.io/Whova, you can get the agenda, live stream presentations, and etc. You can engage with sponsors and with other conference participants. So if you're not in Whova, please make sure you jump in. Here's today's schedule. So here in about 15 minutes, we're going to start with our day 3 sessions. So we'll have a period for 45 minutes of concurrent sessions. Then we're going to have some birds of a feather sessions. So those are some like interest groups getting together and talking about some different issues. I'll talk a little bit more of that in just a second. We have our one last opportunity to get into Gather and do some networking with others. If you haven't had an opportunity to get into Gather and at least check it out and talk to some folks in that platform, I definitely encourage you to take a look at it. It's a pretty interesting platform, can be used for a lot of different situations, and we've enjoyed it for this conference, so I'd encourage you to take a look and to engage with some other conference participants. At 3:15, we have another set of concurrent sessions, and then shortly after 4 p.m. today, we're going to wrap up with some closing comments. We're going to announce some winners for some different events, CTF and others, and so be sure to join us at 4 o'clock for that session. Here are the birds of a feather sessions. So again, these are at 2 o'clock to 2:45 today, starting in about an hour. We've got a high school cybersecurity educator session to talk about classroom resources and other things that those folks want to talk about. We have a session also with college and university cybersecurity educators to discuss, among other things, improving collaboration between programs. And this is really a continuation of a discussion that was started last year during the VMI Cyber Fusion Conference in February of 2020. We had a great gathering of Virginia cybersecurity college educators that got together and talked about ways to potentially improve collaboration between our programs. And then we continued that discussion during this conference last year. And so we were hoping to see if anybody had any new ideas around improving collaboration between the different programs. And then in addition to that, we have a couple other topics that might be of interest to folks, and if educators want to come to that and bring their own topics for discussion, that would be great. And those start at 2 o'clock. And then we have the third birds of a feather session is a dark web discussion that we added to the agenda just yesterday. So that should be pretty interesting. In Whova, there's a couple of competitions that are still open. So there's a photo contest. So if you go to the Whova app in your browser, on the left side under the main menu panel, there's a section that will let you take a look at the leaderboard. And so the leaderboard is still active. And then there's a photo contest. And in the photo contest, you can vote for your favorites. We're going to award some prizes for the photo contest and for the leaderboard, in addition to the CTF later this afternoon. So your last opportunities to take advantage of that. And then, as always, we want to thank our sponsors. Again, we couldn't do these conferences without sponsors, so please take an opportunity to visit the sponsors, both in Whova and in the Gather session that's going to happen at 2:45 this afternoon.